draft of a curriculum model that I came up with. And at the very core of the diagram, there are three areas of learning. The first is leadership, the second is peace and justice studies, and the third is knowledge of self. So these, in the core, these areas of learning would be taught throughout the 4 years of secondary school, maybe once or twice a week each. And they're sort of like the core of the philosophy behind Pangea schools. So in the leadership class, students would be learning about African leaders, about Kwame Nkrumah, Nelson Mandela, Steve Biko, all sorts of Africans who revolutionized Africa. And as students who we want to become leaders one day, what better way than to learn about their own heritage of leadership? And students would also be getting hands-on practice in leadership by doing projects. So they would actually be able to develop their own leadership skills. They can go out and make a difference in their community, learn about the root causes of a certain issue, and in a group determine solutions and try to actually solve some issues in their communities and then report back on it. Maybe an advocacy campaign or anything that students might do to actually use their leadership skills. And that connects back to how at Pangea schools we want students to already be able to feel like they can change the world, that they don't have to wait till they finished all their schooling, that they are empowered already, and that they do have the power to change the world. The second area is peace and justice studies. In this class, students would be learning about how to determine the root causes and all the different perspectives of a problem in a community or of a conflict, a national, international conflict, and would be learning different approaches to solutions of problems. They'd be looking at different leaders in the past, and again, they would constantly be applying skills that they learned to their own communities or even at a national level. There would be different projects to give students hands-on experience. Finally, knowledge of self is the final piece at the core of the curriculum, and this is aimed at empowering students. So knowledge of self would be learning one's own history, heritage, which the Western education that's currently imposed in Malawi and other African countries it's teaching Western heritage. It's kind of letting go of the African heritage, and that's not empowering to African students at all. In fact, students today more than ever with Africa facing neocolonialism really need to understand their own heritage, have a pride in it. Knowledge of self would also include different activities, less of going out and doing practicums, but more of internal reflection, and besides like one's heritage, it would also be on one's personal self, what someone's passionate about. There would be a lot of writing and reflection in this sort of class.